Hey everyone, the votes are in, and if you voted on the poll I had on my community channel of my YouTube, you know that we are doing part 2 of painting the working lighthouses in Rhode Island. This lighthouse is number 4 in the series, and it is Prudence Island Lighthouse in Portsmouth, originally opened in 1852. Now, the funny thing about this one is I accidentally painted another number 4 lighthouse, so you're going to get a little surprise bonus lighthouse at the end of this series. In this video, you're going to be seeing me paint 5 different lighthouses, and unlike part 1 where every single lighthouse looked really different, this video you'll see as we go on that more of the lighthouses are starting to look more similar, and they're not different materials anymore. They're all a very similar white brick material. This is number 5, and it is Castle Hill Lighthouse in Newport, originally opened in 1890. Now, this one ended up being one of my favorites in the series. It is just so cute, I think. I actually love too how the colors came out in the painting. As you see as I paint it, they just were like nice and bright but still like cool toned. It was really nice and kind of came out different than the rest of them. I also really enjoyed the different composition in this painting. As you can see, there's a little bridge and a sailboat, which if you continue to watch me paint these lighthouses will make a continuing appearance. But this one was nice because the lighthouse is to the side too, instead of directly in the middle. And as I've probably already mentioned in the part 1 video, once this series is completed, I'll be making prints of all of the lighthouses. So if you like a particular one, you can go on my Etsy and buy a print of it. But I'll make an announcement on Instagram and YouTube when they're ready. So make sure you're subscribed and you're following me on Instagram so you don't miss it. The 6th lighthouse in this series is Communicate Lighthouse in Warwick, originally opened in 1883. Now, as you can see, this lighthouse is in standing water and it's not attached to land in any way. Now, I was kind of surprised by this because all the other previous lighthouses are attached to land in some way, but this is actually going to be a common theme as we move forward in the series. You'll see a lot more of the ones just in standing water, which is kind of super cool. So this lighthouse can be found off the coast of Communicate Point Beach in Warwick, Rhode Island. As you can see though, we are returning to land for number 7, which is Dutch Island Lighthouse in Jamestown, Rhode Island, which was originally opened in 1857. Now, you may be wondering, like I was, why all of these lighthouses were built around the 1800s or like mid to late 1800s. Now, it was actually because there was a rise of steam-powered ocean-going passenger ships, which needed to be guided throughout the ocean in the dark, which is the function of lighthouses. But the interesting thing is these lighthouses were not electric. So the light that you saw from the lighthouse was either a candle, coal, or wood fire that was lit by the lighthouse keeper, who usually stayed there for around 6 weeks at a time. And the point of these lighthouses were really to warn shipgoers and captains of the shallow and maybe rocky, dangerous coastlines, which is why most of them are on land. Now, the 8th and final lighthouse I'm sharing with you in part 2 of painting the working lighthouses of Rhode Island is the Hogs Island Lighthouse in Portsmouth, originally opened in 1886. And as you can see, these sailboats have made their way back into the paintings, but for this one, it's a nice up-close view of the sailboat. And I actually think this one may be one of my other favorites because I really like how the sailboat is a more main focus instead of just in the background like previous paintings. Now we are coming to the end of the part 2 video, but stay tuned for part 3 of painting the working lighthouses in Rhode Island.